vineyard down in...
Who is it?
This guy named Andrew down in Australia. He's watching.
Sup, Andrew, in Australia watching. Hey, Burton, guess what this is? Get it right this time, motherfucker. Let's do it.
Jimmy Triggerman Podcast.
Yes! There we go!
Let me read it over here. Good thing I have my glasses on.
It's behind me. It's the...
What did I call it last time?
Nothing. So you were like, what the fuck? Failed the test.
Well, I figured it was up on the wall
but I'm
behind
thinking
you.
because it's like week 2, and now it's the Jimmy and Burt. Jimmy and Burt.
I want to be like those two guys on the Muppet Show.
The old guys?
Statler and Waldorf.
They're the old guys, though,
The
right?
old guys up in the balcony.
God, I fucking know. That's like...
hysterical.
Every person, like, because I've been, like... I chat to people, you know, as I do, and, like, they're like... Do you know when you're trying to, like, get to know new people or fucking, like, make friends with people and you're trying to, like, explain, like, your personality or something so straight off the bat? I'll be like... This is really bad. It doesn't really work for me. Needless to say, I have some good friends, so I'm fine. But I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. Oh, yeah. Well, look, let's just get this clear. Have you ever seen the movie Gran Torino? Like, Gran Torino, yeah? Okay, Clint Eastwood? He goes,
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, okay, well, and you know Curb Your Enthusiasm, like Larry David? Cool. Well, I'm the love child of Clint Eastwood, Gran Torino meets Larry David. Like, so we're probably not going to get along. So.
Caustic motherfucker.
And then, like, I saw this fucking, those Muppet old men guys.
Oh, yeah.
There was a
Statler
t-shirt
and Waldorf.
in Goodwill. Like, I fucking love Goodwill, but it was size medium. Not like my size large Ascension of the Watchers shirt.
I could see you rocking a medium.
Yeah, but fuck no. Beat me into it. Like,
Be
so
like,
well, the funny thing is, when I moved here, I remember I found Hot Topic. I didn't know what it was, and I went and bought a...
You still don't know what it is.
Fuck, I love Hot Topic. I don't give a shit. I'm like 36 and shopping Hot Topic.
I still shop Hot Topic, too.
It's the best.
So people want to know what's going on here.
Oh,
We're
you
just
can tell your crowd. Here, don't be afraid.
I'm here on the my neighbor's podcast, Jimmy Trigger.
It's a bunker.
Triggerman Podcast. He he bunkered down for this COVID-19
We're
virus
40
epidemic.
feet underground right now, in a hole. Me and my 2 cats. I haven't seen the sunlight in 2 weeks.
His cats don't mind.
Yeah, and I vaccinated Burton, like hardcore, and his Mrs. Sherry, assistant producer of the Triggerman Podcast today. She'd have to shout loud to hear her say hello.
Hello.
That's her over there. So
People want to know where you're from, Jimmy.
Oh, okay. Well, me. Oh, yeah. I always forget to do it because, like, I'm not famous, Burton. Like you.
You're not famous. I'm not famous either.
You were. Trust me. In my heart, you were. Someday I'll be as cool as you. So I introduce myself anyway for the podcast because I assume like no one fucking knows me, or someone might see this and exactly like that.
It's proper to introduce yourself.
It's good. What. So my name is Jimmy Trigger. I am legitimately a fucking Irish guy, not like someone who did. It was Paddy's last week, and someone commented, "Yeah, Paddy, not Patty." Just so we're clear, okay? It's not fucking Patty. Patty is actually the not abbreviation because that's a name, but like the shortened version of Patricia or something like that. So it's not Saint Patricia, it's Saint fucking Patrick. So the short version of Patrick is Patty. We got to clear this up. Stop saying Patty. Anyway,
I thought the word Patty came from another
what?
Derogatory type of term.
Oh, no.
Well, no, the Patty, because it was the Paddy wagon.
Yeah,
and
well, that's
so
true.
And back in the early days, they had to throw all the drunkards into the back of a wagon, and ended up, most of them were Irish, apparently, so they called it the Paddy wagon.
Hey, we met something famous. Like, so, or, no, actually, do you know what the fuck was I wish I prepared something. They had to close all the pubs and stuff in Ireland, as with everywhere, right? Because of the coronavirus thing.
Correct, yeah.
And what the fuck? They came up with some cure to something, or they've been working on. They've like advanced a cure for. Maybe it is the coronavirus or something. Anyway, they've worked on something and they're ahead of everyone else. So the joke, the meme was like 5 days in, pubs have closed in Ireland and they're already working on the cures for the coronavirus. By the end of the week, we should have fucking cold fusion sorted or whatever.
Should have cold fusion.
And then I commented back, what was it? God invented whiskey, so the Irish wouldn't take over the world. And I was like, all right. It's weird.
Funny.
Yeah, it is weird. It's funny. Like, so. But what the fuck were we talking about? I don't know. Rambling nonsense.
That's who you were.
Oh yeah. So
where he's from, Ireland.
So this is as I explain in most podcasts, the Triggerman Podcast is just it's me talking to people that I like genuinely like or want to get to know, and it's like people of all shapes and sizes and characters, and I like actually who I've befriended. I befriended him years ago. Like his name, you'd love him because he's really, really funny. Like so, he's got tattooed hands and stuff. But get this,
that narrows it down.
Yeah. Well, no. He's a 62-year-old pastor, ex-pastor now, and I was like, what the fuck? And I met him years ago, but in the last like couple of weeks, he's become like super social media literate, I guess.
Is he in Ireland?
No, he's here.
Oh, okay.
I've had him on a bunch of times, dude.
I think you've told me about him.
Octavio. So what's up, ex-pastor Octavio, now Catholic again. You're not making any right decisions, but whatever. It's all good. You're a good guy, but he's great. He's awesome.
That's a good band name, Ex-Pastors.
Yeah. It's like that sounds like a good band name, actually. Yeah. The Ex-Pastors.
Ex-Pastors.
Yeah. So that's what have you been doing all week since I last saw you?
Pretty much the same thing as you've been doing. Just trying to get stuff done, writing, being creative.
Yeah.
Reading the news, paying attention to what's going on.
Are you bored? Because I'm not bored.
I wouldn't say I'm bored. No.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm keeping busy.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't get like because there's like people like I have like obviously everyone likes going out, but like it's like we live in like Hollywood, Los Angeles area, so it's a very like social.
It is, but I stay in a lot.
Me too.
I pick and choose where I want to go.
Very much so.
When there's other than this knockdown, I rarely went out to begin with. Yeah. But there were shows I'd want to see, and I'd go out and go see them.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
But it wasn't very often.
What the?
Sorry, someone noticed your Disney collection up here.
Oh yeah. Oh, get Goodwill. So get this. I'll tell you in a second about that.
You're gonna have to blur that out because Disney's gonna want some copyright infringement.
Demonetize something that isn't monetized. Get the fuck out of here. But I met you at the All Hail Yeti show, and that was like then
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. That was it for me. I was like, I'll go out to this because
that was the last time we went out.
Yeah, there you go. And I was like, that was the first time I went out.
It was a good show.
It was good, and I like the guys as well. They're great, so it was good. But
yeah, Connor's cool.
Yeah, I like all those. I've played with him a million times.
A friend of mine used to be in their band 10 years back. Brian Hara used to be in their band.
Same band.
Yeah. He was a guitar player. They were great.
Yeah.
They were still great. I saw the band before he was in the band, and they were great back then.
Was Connor always in it? Or?
Connor's always in the band. Yeah, Nick's always in the Nick and Connor have always been in the band.
Yeah. That's my dude. His voice is like every time
Nick's got a great voice. Connor's got a great voice too.
It works for you. If you've never heard them, All Hail the Yeti, they're on everywhere. Like no one's playing shows now, but whatever. It's whatever. Write something. I don't fucking. Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about. We've been bored and we're like talking to friends and stuff, and like they're again, I get it. Like people
I've been calling family a lot.
That's one thing I have noticed. People I've never spoken to on the phone before, or just like in passing, like I have been getting a lot of calls. So it's just like, and I answer them all because I'm like,
why not? Nothing else to do.
Fuck it. All right. Hi. How are you? Like, or it's weird. Or like old friends from back home and stuff that you're fucking just ringing me.
It's pretty cool. It's like I've also noticed that. Because there's less cars on the road, the air seems a little bit more crisper and cleaner in LA.
Two people, I don't know how I feel about the whole hiking thing yet, but like, because a lot of people are doing it, but I saw two people post just today from like the Hollywood sign or like Griffith Park area looking over Los Angeles, and both of them like, the air is so crisp and clean.
It's amazing.
Or maybe it's because it's raining, but like whatever. Either way, it's cool. Like it's just...
Within the first year I lived here, I was living with a couple other guys in Hollywood. I was sharing a living room with a friend of mine, and the guy who always got laid had the bedroom.
That's
we lived on Wilton, right above Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah.
And one night we just my two roommates and another friend of ours, we worked. Three of us worked at Tower Records, and we just drove up the Hollywood Hills and parked, and we walked the rest of the way and climbed up that fucking hill to go all the way to the Hollywood sign.
Did you get up to it?
Yeah.
To the sign or to the fence?
Oh, got up to the sign. I have pictures of me sitting on the fucking letters.
You know they send out helicopters now if you fucking go in there.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Because people don't know how to be stealth anymore.
Yeah.
Like, look at the selfie.
Or on Instagram Live.
Look at me. We do a TikTok challenge right now.
Tag LAPD. I'm like going, fuck, you're an idiot. Stop doing this. Like, so.
People are so stupid.
No, yeah. Well, we're kind of fucking seeing that now as well. Like, it's just like I did like with the supermarket thing. I went on.
A challenge?
A supermarket challenge?
Is there a supermarket challenge?
No, there's no supermarket. I just went. It was a challenge. Let's put it that way.
Challenging.
It's just like seeing people fucking acting weird and freaking out and being human. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go home with my 18 boxes of saltines and some cat food and fucking.
I still don't get the toilet paper thing.
I don't. It's just.
I did read that Costco is not going to be letting people return everything they hoarded over this time.
Fuck them.
Exactly.
Fuck them.
You bought it, keep it.
Yeah, it's.
So
I have a question from the producer.
Assistant producer, go.
Sorry. So both of you are musicians, and someone wanted to know if you are getting inspired with the crisis.
Crisis.
Is it a crisis? It is a crisis.
I'm feeling inspired anyway.
Yeah,
I'm feeling more. I think I'm more inspired because. Yes.
Kev agrees.
Exactly, Kevin. I'm feeling more inspired because I have more time to like focus, I think.
That's me.
And so it's not necessarily because, but through the crisis, I'm being very creative, I feel.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of writing. Not much music for me, but I haven't.
My thing is I'd always try to set time aside to do it, but now it's like time doesn't really exist. Last week.
I have no idea what day it is.
Yeah, I know it's Sunday, I think.
I think.
Because I'm waiting for Walking Dead to come out tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Do you still watch that?
We still watch it.
Dude, it's the fucking shit. It's
good.
Okay. It's so good.
It ain't no Housewives of Atlanta, but it's all right.
And we're done here. See you next week for the next.
Introverts unite.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. Like, do you need something like this to be inspired? I don't fucking think so. If the worst case scenario, like fucking 50 metal bands come out with an album called Isolation or something like that, I'm just like,
well, the last time I remember a crisis like this in LA was the riots, and the National Guard came in.
You were here in 1994?
I was right here for the riots. Well, the riots, and then during the riots, the National Guard came in. And where we were living at the time, there was a 7-Eleven across the street. And there was a fucking tank in the middle of the street, in the middle of the parking lot.
This was early 90s, though, right?
Early 90s.
Yeah.
It was right before demanufacture.
Can I ask what was the fucking cause of that again? Just
I think that was the Rodney King.
That was
riots.
the Rodney King thing. Yeah. I just seen.
That was the Rodney King.
Yeah, it's weird. Fuck it. I like it. Well, look, we're a fucking fragile society.
It's. I think people should definitely. I've noticed people. I feel a bit more relaxed, even though we're in a crisis. People are sleeping in.
Yeah.
Not stressing out on what they have to. I mean, people are stressing out, but sleep in and relax. Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, the only thing you have to do, like, again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a government official. I'm not.
You just play one on your podcast.
Yeah. I'm not even smart. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. I have cats. That's about all my qualifications.
Kevin.
But even I know. Yeah. And he's not smart either. Trust me. All I know is it's everywhere online. Any medical professional, I was just like, hey, all you gotta do is stay home. But like, again, I'm not giving my friends shit. Even last night, I saw like a bunch of my friends and all. They're having house parties and fucking. I was like going, Jesus, like, can you not be alone for fucking 1 week? Like, give me a fuck. Like, it's just I could be alone for a year and not like.
Hashtag YOLO.
Yeah. Oh, well, you got a YOLO like every day, I guess. Or
exactly.
It's Saturday night, so therefore call all. It's. And then I watch.
Call off all reason.
Yeah. Well, no, it's Saturday, bro. I'm like going. So like Saturday. I'm like break out the beers. I'm like we're allowed one night, right? I'm like no. The point of this, and like I watched the thing last night. I'm like I put it up because it kind of annoyed me on my Facebook. Jimmy Trigger Facebook. It's like it turns out
I got that thing on my phone.
Oh, you got the whip thing?
Yeah.
But the definition of the word quarantine, I was like, I don't think a lot of you people know it. So it's just like, oh yeah, quarantine, cool. Yeah, I'm not going out to the bars and yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, everyone's coming over to my house. I'm like going, yeah, okay, yeah. No, we're not doing this right. Never mind. Okay, fuck.
Someone would like to know what's going on with the Watchers.
Our album was finally mastered, completely mastered. It's taken, to mix and master this album has taken months, but doing it with our own money and then finally making it happen. But it's finally been mastered.
Start from the beginning, because I want to know the whole story. Like, where did it actually? So, like, you're obviously Burton Seabell off Fear Factory. Everyone fucking knows that now. We did that last week.
Yeah, 2002. I started a band with my friend John, I drove from LA to Pennsylvania, and basically drove right to his studio, and we just started hanging out. And I lived in the studio for like 3 months, and we were just writing and recording, and it was great.
And
I fell in love. That's why I fell in love with Pennsylvania. That's why I went there. And but we put out an independent release in 2004, Iconoclast. I only put it on vinyl and CD, and only released it through my website. Can't be found anywhere.
Okay.
I still have vinyl on my website, but it's not much left. There's like 200 copies left.
Yeah.
So it's like independent released.
AscensionoftheWatchers.com.
No, it's BurtonCBell.com.
BurtonCBell.com.
But fast forward, I was working with Ministry for a while back in 2007, 2008. I was invited. John was working with Ministry because Paul Raven invited him in, and so John, they got me into that album, The Last Sucker. So I was down there recording with them, doing some songs, and then talking to Al. He signed the Watchers on that label 13th Planet back in 2008. And we did an album on his label called Numinosum, and I don't think that's available. I think it's available on Spotify. But
you're killing me over here,
dude.
The link is not in the bio.
Well, no.
Yeah.
So
do you still have all this music though?
Yeah.
Why don't you just put it up?
Well, I'm waiting for the most.
The latest stuff.
Well, the latest stuff. There could be the most opportune moment where I can have everything come out together. Hopefully. Yeah. But 10 years later, I've been working on this album for 10 years. This new album for 10 years. Yeah. And so the new album's called Stormcrow. Stormcrow. Yeah. And then there's actually two releases: Stormcrow, and then there's Apocrypha. Same album, but two different titles. And the Stormcrow, we got to do this because started doing a pledge music campaign.
Yeah, I remember.
And man, they fucked up. Yeah. They totally fucked up. But
story.
So we had a very successful campaign, and even though I heard like from friends and people who used pledge music that they had difficult paying artists, I'm like, okay, well that's no different from being on a label. Yeah. So I understand, the consequences. Like it might take me a while to get paid for the money that we raised. Yeah. So we had a 90-day campaign, very successful, rated like 125% of our goal.
Nice.
It was great. Then so the campaign ended, and so I went to Pledge Music. It's like, hey, we want to get paid, and hounding them for 3 months. They finally got something from them. It was like, well, we're going bankrupt.
Not my problem, but okay.
Yeah, so and I'd already gone to Wales and started recording.
I remember that.
And all of a sudden, like a week into the recording, Pledge Music's like, yeah, we're going bankrupt. We're like, okay, I guess we're not going to see any of that money.
Where did the money go?
It went, well...
Did people get their back at least? Or no.
Some people got their money back. Sherry got her money back. Some people got it. But what Pledge Music was doing, they expanded too quickly. Yeah. And they're paying Peter to pay Paul, taking from Peter to pay Paul, or a Ponzi scheme, in other words. And they just, for some reason, what the fuck does Guns N' Roses need to do a Pledge Music campaign for, or even Tool, at that matter? But
did they seriously do that?
Yeah, they did.
What the fuck?
And so because of those bands, and their bands like big bands like that, and their expansion, they had to go bankrupt because they didn't have money to give to the bands that actually needed the campaign money.
The fucking cash grab from fucking big bands. So
because of that, it's taken a year to get this out. And so
So you never got the funds though?
No.
Okay. Awesome. Good job.
But we have finished the record.
Okay.
And we still want to honor the pledge people that did donate. It wasn't very many people. Yeah. It was like maybe 400 total pledgers.
That's
because we weren't asking for
a lot of people.
We weren't asking for a lot of money. Yeah. We were being very, conscious about the reality of what we needed. We didn't want to go overboard.
Yeah.
So so the album's finally it'll see the light of day. We're in talks with a home for it, so it get distributed, and hopefully soon.
I see. You're like, not that I was gonna say you're lucky. You're not lucky. You've worked for it, so you're fortunate to have that. Like, it's funny. You get to I got to go into a place, go, hey, I'm Jimmy Trigger, and they're like, Who? Like you go to, I'm Burton C. Bell. Sick. What have you been working on? It's
I gotta say that does have as advantages.
Yeah, no shit. Like
I can talk to labels. Like, oh yeah, I know who you are. I'm like, okay, well let's talk.
yeah, no, it's fucking. Like,
But it's really, the timing of this is really bad because of this whole crisis in the whole world.
Yeah.
Bands not touring, labels not selling records because of not touring. It's it's a hard time to find a home for it at this moment, but we'll find one. I'm not worried.
All in good time. I don't think like guys like you don't seem to like because I don't know how I would word this. I want to see like people that I grew up listening. I want to see him still be successful. So I want to see you successful because it's cool and it's nostalgic. But
I just want to get back on the road and start performing again. That's what I miss the most.
You a support act? What's up? An old guy.
I know you play guitar.
You're like, oh shit, really badly.
and you sing.
I do.
How about I'll stand up front and then you can sing behind from a curtain.
From behind the drummer. It's
Exactly.
like, oh, look, Mom, I made it. I can't see you. I'm like,
who's that strapping lad back there in the backstage?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind him.
That's like do you know there's a fourth member of Green Day?
I've seen them when they play live. I've seen
Yeah.
a fourth member.
Like-
Is he playing guitar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for like 20-something years. Like the same fucking guy. Like he's like the fourth member. I just remember seeing it years ago. I was like,
He's been with them for 20 years.
oh yeah. It's like he's like, can you imagine going to a bar being that guy? Yeah, dude, I'm in Green Day. And I'm like,
No, you're
not. What? No, I can play all the songs. Everyone can play the songs because they're four chords. Fuck out here.
So I'm gonna ask you guys a couple more questions, and then if anyone wants to watch the rest of this, like you guys shooting the shit, they can tune into Jimmy Trigger's podcast on YouTube
On Wednesday.
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So let's just get a couple of questions out, and then I'm out of here.
Because we're just talking shit.
No. Burton, do you think that the coronavirus is being used as the pretext to introduce the police state 2000 that you prophesized in Securitron?
Well, it's funny you say that. Because during this whole corona outbreak, there has been subtle news, but it's out there, but there is subtle news going on with the government working with large corporations like Google, for instance, one of them, to follow this virus through everyone's phone. So the work, whereas they could crack your phone and check all your messages in order to follow your movements, to follow the coronavirus.
I'm pretty sure you're doing that.
So it's taking the Patriot Act a few more steps forward.
Yeah.
And it's once the government has access to all of your messages on your phone, then that is Big Brother.
I'm pretty sure.
So, but that is actually, I'm not making that up. That's actually is happening.
Yeah.
They're in talks. It hasn't happened yet. But
pay
attention, watch.
It doesn't even sound conspiratorial in this day and age as well, which is hilarious. It's just like they're looking at your phone. I'm like, yeah, probably, yeah.
If you have a laptop that has
The camera thing.
the camera, I always put a piece of tape over it.
Yeah, I know people that do that. I'm just like,
If Mark Zuckerberg does it, you should.
yeah. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. No offense to Mark Zuckerberg, I don't want to see him naked, so it's all good. But like that's a
What?
All looking at me. How am I supposed to do this on the down low?
what
Hit mute.
down
What
low.
about
What
it?
the fuck? You're right
What do you
there.
want to ask about?
Go, duck. It doesn't matter. We can hear you.
Do you want to say anything?
What depends on what the question is.
Alright, well.
Let's go deep. Let's go
Should we
fucking
go
deep.
deep?
Are there aliens?
Yes.
I think one's a neighbor. I'm just saying.
So Angel
seen him.
Shadow says FF was clairvoyant. Everything is coming to fruition.
Well, that's what sci-fi writers have done for ever since the beginning of the genre. They just take what they see in normal life and they expand upon it,
Yeah.
taking it a bit further. So it's
your which album was it? That was the story album.
obsolete.
Obsolete. Yeah. It was the one with Lynchpin on it, right?
No, that's Digimortal.
Which one was it? The fucking
Obsolete.
Edge Crusher is the one.
That's obsolete.
Yes, there you go. I remember that's
I did write a story for Digimortal, but I never did anything with it.
what's the explain the story real quick for Obsolete.
It's man becomes obsolete. In the future, man becomes obsolete. Technology takes over. But there's a whole chaos going on.
Pause. 15-year-old me is really fucking excited right about now. Sorry, just go continue.
The title came because
so cool.
I got the title from I was watching research, watching heavily what's it called, Twilight Zone, the original series of Twilight Zone. And there's one episode where people would go into this courtroom looking thing, and they'd be determined whether they're helpful or obsolete.
Yeah.
Or useful or obsolete, and so the older people would come in and say you are obsolete. So, and it was because they no longer served a function in the system of what was happening in that time of the story. So I was like, wow, that was pretty inspirational. So that whole thing started that whole story.
And like, so throughout the story, like man gets like eradicated, or I never looked into it too deep.
Not man. No, I didn't eradicate man, but it's leading to that.
Yeah, and it's like like basically what's happening nowadays, though, technology taking over, or
technology's taking over, and it's not gonna be a violent upheaval. It's gonna be a velvet revolution because it's because people are so dependent on their technology that it's gonna be apathetic. It's like, well, they're gonna let it happen.
Yeah. Oh no, we're letting it happen.
We're
like,
letting it happen.
It's happening right now. Like.
People, industries of corporations, industries that are firing all their employees to replace them with literally assembly lines and robotics. Yeah. So you're gonna blame who are you gonna blame for that? It's people are letting corporations do that, but no one's doing anything about it.
Yeah.
What?
It's fucking crazy.
No, don't. I'm just reading comments and someone got me to laugh.
That's okay. Yeah. What else?
Nothing's funny.
This is a serious podcast.
Obviously, there's lots of people that are asking about Fear Factory update. I'm sure the update right now is that nothing's happening because no one's doing anything. But if you would like to elaborate,
I did get that as well.
Yeah, if no one's talking about it, nothing's going on.
That's how it works, right?
Nothing's happening. There's no update with Fear Factory.
Okay, there you guys go.
End comment.
There's nothing to report and no new news.
Anything else? No. Okay.
Someone just totally called you out, Jimmy.
What? Like you can't insult me. I'm just like, what are you talking about? You can't hurt my feelings. Fucking dare you? Try. My mother's kind of a bitch. I'm just saying.
Music for Matrix 4. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Whoa,
I wish.
Cool.
Hi, Atticus.
How did you feel about those movies? I know
What?
you like movies. Now that I know you like movies.
I actually thought the Matrix series was incredible. I thought it was a great story. I thought it was a great science fiction concept. I thought the graphics in it were amazing. I thought the story was pretty badass.
I love that. Here's my take on it. If you watch every movie 2 years apart like they were released, it's fucking annoying. But then if you sit down and watch all 6 hours of it straight through, it's like one giant movie. It's mind-blowing. I've done it like 10 times.
It's a great concept. There's the Wachowski brothers. They just, or whatever they are now.
Yeah. It's the best.
They were amazing.
Bring them 4, 5, and 6. I don't give a shit.
I know. And Keanu Reeves is in the new one.
Yeah. He has to be. Come on.
And then someone's also saying there's also going to be a new Mortal Kombat next year.
Huh.
I honestly had nothing to do with Mortal Kombat, but I'm glad I'm actually on 2 tracks of that, the Fear Factory and the GZR. I should have gotten 2 gold records for that, but I only got 1.
I had the cassette.
Did you?
I had the fucking cassette. I played it to death. What? This is like on the cassette. One side is the metal and the other side is the techno. And because I listened to it so much, I actually got into Orbital and all these crazy bands.
Orbital was a great band.
Fucking great band. So that song that was on Halogen or whatever it was called.
Yeah. But it was a good time for music.
That was the best.
It was a good time for music.
So that was 90s as well, right?
Yeah, you were in your teens, weren't you?
Dude, it was the best. I was fucking tying red fucking bandanas around my head, doing karate kicks and singing to bands that I had no idea that they'd be my neighbors in 20 years or something like that. It's just like
Karate Kids, what?
I don't know.
Karate Kicks.
I don't know. That could have been
Cam J. Sculptor, I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I don't think Burton gets enough credit for the Plastic Planet album by GZR. That album slays.
Thanks. That was a lot of fun to record. It was obviously GZR was Geezer Butler's first solo project. He's a bass player of Black Sabbath.
You think?
Yeah.
One of 2 CDs I have. I've got 2 CDs on my shelf. One is Black Sabbath.
I had to.
Medication and Black Sabbath. It's the first album. That's all I have.
That's a great
record.
I
found an Ugly Kid Joe single today. So yes.
I love you. But no, that was a lot of fun. I didn't write any of the lyrics. which was weird for me. But
What
Geezer,
did you do on it?
I sang on the record.
Get the fuck out of here.
I auditioned. And I know that there's a lot of singers that I know did audition, and I was the one that got it. I was like, woohoo!
That's nuts.
It was great.
Did you hang out with him while doing
it? Oh, yeah. Rehearsing. It was Geezer Butler, Dean Castronovo from Journey.
Yeah.
And I played with Ozzy as well.
Wow.
And Pedro House was a guitar player. He was in a band called Mindfunk from the 90s.
Yeah.
But the four of us, we had a great time. And when we recorded it, Geezer was like, well, you got some of the songs. You could listen to them. I'm like, okay. And I thought, man, do I need to write lyrics? So we get to the recording studio somewhere outside of Boston, an old barn, haunted barn at that. And I'm like, yeah, Geezer, if you want me to write some lyrics, I can write some lyrics. What do you want me to write about? I was like, no, I don't want you to write any lyrics. Yeah, there you go. And he hands me 10 sheets of paper, and each one was like a poem on them.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, cool. Titles on them. Okay, I was like, all right, which song? What did these go to? I'm like, he goes, you figure that out. Oh, I'm like, oh, okay.
That might be even harder.
That was difficult. So I had to figure out which song kind of best represented these lyrics. I'm like, I guess this has a feel, and this one.
And
has
you're
a
trying
feel.
to interpret what the fuck he's written down.
The producer Paul Northfield, he and I worked really well together. He had done like Infectious Grooves and Rush.
Whoa!
And he was awesome. He was a cool dude, and it was a great working experience with him.
Is that online?
Probably Plastic Planet.
Just Geezer Butler, like
it's
solo.
G. Yeah, and it's the first one. It was on TVT, and it's G //Z//R. So it's G/R. G.
Just Google it. Fuck it.
So it's Geezer. Short for Geezer.
Question. Someone did comment on something of mine, and I don't know if it's
horse shit.
Yeah, it's bullshit. You're a lying fucking sack of shit. Were you in the Smell Like Teen Spirit video?
Yeah. I was there, yes.
What? Sorry, cat hair? Happens.
No, I don't know what it was. The bottom of your damn coffee cup.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, seriously. That's what the fuck?
So my roommates and I had gone to the show the night before. That was at the Roxy, and they had thrown out.
We're talking about a little band called Nirvana.
So they threw out flyers. It's like, hey, come to our video shoot. And so I didn't actually get the flyer. My roommate did.
Yeah.
And she's like, we gotta go.
Where is this, in LA?
It was in LA back in 92, 91.
Before they completely blew up.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was already a fan of Nirvana. I'd seen him at like Raji's, a couple other places. But so we went down with the flyer, and only like everyone who showed up was in the video. There was only like 25 people, 30 people showed up.
What the fuck? Can you see yourself in the video?
Briefly.
Dude.
You're
like, no.
A couple times briefly, yes. I can recognize. I don't look anything like I do now. I was far more dorky.
That's again. I was like, I remember vividly remembering. I must have been like 11 or 12. VH1 something whatever. We had a different VH1 over there. Like as in it was different programs and stuff. Like British fucking people hosting it. And that came on, and I started like headbanging in my fucking mother's armchair, and she's like, my son is broken, he's lost it or something. I'm like, that's just a video. I'm not even a giant Nirvana fan. It's just like
that record was good.
That was a fucking fantastic.
It was a great record. Nothing in that video was planned, and everyone there just went nuts. And I already knew the record because I was working with a guy. His name was Kurt Canning, and he played cello on Something in the Way on that record. Yeah. So before the record came out, he had an advanced copy of it. And we listened to it like 5 months before that record even came out.
Yeah.
I was like, so I knew everything. I was like, yeah, I know this record.
Oh,
so it was great.
It is.
And but I only saw them once after that. They played the Palace. They were a big K-rock band at the time. Well, they had blown into a huge K-rock band, and every fucking knucklehead in LA came to the show at the Palace. And I was like, standing there. I was like, yeah, this is the last time I'm going to see them.
Jesus. Yeah, the last, I think, if I got this right, the last show they ever played was in Paris, I think. Or something like that, and then I guess it was the next show they were meant to play was apparently Dublin, Ireland, and like you can still get the tickets online today. Like people kept the fucking tickets. And
well, that's cool.
He did whatever happened to him, that kind of thing. There's a conspiracy for you.
I was I was,
Sorry to interrupt.
I was,
Do it.
I was on the sidelines of a midlife crisis video by Faith No More.
Oh, whoa!
Yeah.
People would like to know how to support.
Support your favorite artists.
Send sandwiches
Support you.
Well,
to you.
I don't know.
I don't even.
Support Jimmy. Go to his podcast.
I got a Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jimmy Trigger. You should have a Patreon.
That's right. I'm not. Really
I'll show you
sure.
later.
I'll look at it.
It's easy.
I have a website, burtoncbell.com, and I have like Watchers t-shirts. I got just some stuff up there. Albums, just anything concerning the Watchers. If there's something you want, make a suggestion. Maybe we could work something out.
I'll show you the Patreon thing. Like with me,
What I understand is that it's a monthly subscription.
No. Patreon is like, it's really handy in a sense that like you basically set up it's like a private social media page for you, and I only charge $1. I charge $1. Give me your goddamn $1. I'm out of work. I need money to pay rent now. But basically, like they can give you any amount. It's pretty cool. But you can set tiers. But mine is like, give me $1, and you're on a private page, and say like this podcast, my Patreon's going to see it first, 4 days before everyone else.
Oh, okay.
And if I have a song, I put my single up there last time, like a week or two before everyone else, and they saw the music video before everyone else, and it's easier for me to respond. Like, I know if someone's giving me $1 and they message me, they legitimately want to fucking like contact me, so I'm like, it's more incentive for me to actually as well. Not that you're paying for my attention. I respond to people online anyway, but as much as I possibly can.
Right.
But if I get a message in a Patreon, I get my little ding. I'm like, oh, well, I'm responding to that person no matter what. And it's a cool way for them to get like, if you had inside information on the ascension of the...
I do.
Yeah, see? You should put it there first, and it could cost $1 or $5 or whatever. Me, I'm just, give me a goddamn $1. And like, but honestly, over the last year...
I don't have $1 on me, Jimmy. I'm sorry.
Hey, what the fuck? Sure,
I do have a Cameo account.
Oh, yeah, I have one of those as well. Yeah, yeah.
And, I do pretty well, actually. I get 2 or 3 a week. So.
That's but like you can. Here's the thing with if you do it. Oh God, I'm fucking up Cameo right now. Fuck you, Cameo. I'm still in your business. If you do it on Patreon, you can keep all the money and just send it via Patreon.
Yeah, but for a while, Cameo was donating their proceeds to the Australia Wildlife, so every money that Burt raised went to that charity.
I give it to Rock and Roll Rescue myself, but whatever. There you go. Which is based in Los Angeles.
So musicians, someone wants to know if listening to Spotify helps you guys out, or is buying merch better?
Buying merch is better.
Every day of the week.
You heard it. Buy the merch. Spotify's not enough.
No.
Spotify's not enough.
It's a joke.
The royalty rate on Spotify is ridiculous.
It's horrible.
Ridiculously low. If you want to really support, just go straight to their website and buy like merch.
Oh yeah, every day of the week. Like the best thing about especially with you, because at least this is independent for you and for me. Everything is independent. Like I do everything, t-shirts, everything. Again, shout out videos, whatever you want to call them, Cameo videos, everything. I get all the money because I run it all. So, and like I checked. I was joking when you guys came in, and like Sherry was asking me like, oh, is like the podcast monetized? And like, what? I was like, well, yeah, totally. Do you want to know how much I've made in 2 months? And I can fucking look it up right now. I checked it yesterday. $1.63.
Wow.
In 2 months.
That's amazing.
I know. Do you want to split a coffee? Like, let's go.
And that's the royalty rate.
That's the royalty rate. Yeah. So I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind.
So to put it in perspective, for instance, the Adele there was a huge Adele song, had like 12 million listens on Spotify. The writer's royalties ended up being like $12,000 for 12 million.
Yeah, so it works out.
So that's like 0.001 cent.
Yeah, I did the math on it. It's roughly between 2,500 and $3,000 per million plays on YouTube.
Exactly, it's nothing.
You're out of your fucking mind. Like, so, like, that's why any music video I've ever made has never cost more than $500 because I can't afford it.
And Congress has no interest in changing these. I mean, ASCAP, and there are people. I've worked with ASCAP before, meeting with a local state representative in Pennsylvania about artists who rely on royalties. and they don't care.
Can I ask, if you don't mind, you don't have to tell me a number, but like back in the day, in the 90s, like you signed a record deal like that. I don't know how good or bad it was, but were you receiving like royalty checks and stuff? Or
Oh, I still do.
yeah, I'm assuming it was way better back then, though.
Yes.
Yeah, because of physical fucking copies
Well,
of stuff.
yeah, it was better.
Yeah,
It was way better.
it's weird. I just like 12 mil, or who was a fucking Taylor Swift, 1 billion views. Here's $26. I'm like, oh,
It's ridiculous.
what? I'm like, yeah, nah. I like and it definitely. I know for me, for sure, like my first EP, which is called EP1, A Trigger Within, Burton C. Bells fans, available on iTunes and every other fucking streaming service. Yeah. Whoopah! But like, I couldn't have done that if I did. I kind of did what you did. I didn't do what did you use? Pledge. I used GoFundMe or something, and I got half of it, and I was happy with that. And I'm incredibly frugal, or stingy, as one might say, and I made it fucking work. But like, to make that money back, it's taken 2 years, and I've sold a considerable amount for a band or a project. Me, like, I'm fucking nobody. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? So,
But it works.
it does work. Yeah, it's a long game, for
it's
sure.
a long game, but yeah, the royalty rate, it's harsh. It's really harsh.
But that's the one thing I can say now is like, there's no way you're doing it or I'm doing it for the money that's in it. Like, there's no fucking money in it. It's just
especially these days, there's no money in it. I do it because I'm passionate about music's my life, and that's why I do it.
I love it because that's why I asked you last time. Because I listened back to the podcast because I listen to it as I'm editing, and then I listen to it when I'm driving around because I might have missed something. But I remember asking you, is like, he said he was 51 last time. I'm not giving this away, but like at 51, like, you still want to play shows, you still want to fucking. It's nuts, and like that's one thing is I love doing it. Yeah.
And two, that's how musicians make their money these days.
Yeah.
Because no one buys records anymore. Artists had to go on tour, and during this crisis, it's killing everybody.
Yeah. It's
everybody.
Nuts. Yeah, I know a lot of
I know a lot of friends that their tours were canceled.
Yeah, me too. And like, I know a lot of guys that are my age or younger that are in like scene bands. I don't know if that's a bad word to say, but like, you know, like,
no, it's not,
AP magazine kind of bands or whatever. And they're all fucking sitting at home now playing with their dicks and like kind of, oh fuck, and they're all like, hey, if anyone wants to buy our merch, it's half off, which I implore you, go buy your favorite band's merch or whatever that, or hey,
they should have been doing this before the crisis, but here we are.
Yeah, no, because I've seen like things online. It's like, oh, I paid $30 something to go see you guys for the ticket. How much of that do you get? And you read it online, and you're like, well, I don't know, like 72 cents. I don't fucking know. Like, you gotta pay venues, staff, fucking gas, like, and then like bands get shit for canceling show. Like, I was meant to have a tour in October, and it was horrifically, dude, did not happen. Shows were like 1,400 miles apart with a day. Like, I'm going,
that's a long way.
I was like, but like every other day this is happening. I looked at it, I was like, there's no fucking way. I'm an independent artist. I'm paying for everything. I drive 1,400 miles in one direction to get to a place, and what about if no one shows up?
To make 50 cents.
Dude, minus 50 cents. What are you talking about? Or like minus hundreds of dollars. Like, so that was a tut. What was the tut about?
Because my arm's hurting. So listen, I want to do like, everyone who's watching can send me all their questions they want right now in the next like 2 minutes. I'm going to pick out the ones, and then I'm out of here.
We'll probably do this again next week.
Maybe.
Start sending the questions, everyone who's on right now, but keep in mind, Bert's already answered some of them.
It's weird. It's like, Burt.
Someone says,
I just know it's Burton C. Bell.
Over, hey, Burt.
yeah, that's what I thought.
We're not listening to you.
Shows are going to be fucking ragers. He's already answered about Fear Factory. Go back to the podcast.
On Wednesday.
Any releases of vinyl.
Everything I will release will be on vinyl.
Does that not take like months and months to
make vinyl?
Yeah.
No.
Do you sell a lot of vinyl?
I do.
I've never made vinyl.
I do. I sell vinyl. You know,
I mean, not. It sounds expensive.
I don't really. It's not really that expensive to make. I mean, no more than anything else these days. Yeah. But it's there's more record plants these days than there has been in the past 20 years.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it's.
What does the future hold for the digital music industry?
Wow, that's
I think some laws have to be passed first, but
well, they're trying to change laws for the digital music industry. I had an idea where each label, to cut out the middleman, because iTunes, Spotify, stuff like that, that's like the middleman for to get your music. It's like a whole hub. But there's a lot of people who like to listen to like one style of music. For instance, just to say Roadrunner. I love every band on Roadrunner. What if Roadrunner created their own streaming platform? You could stream everything from that label that you ever wanted.
yeah, it sounds like an awful lot of work as well.
Well, I wouldn't make the work.
Or we could just try. I don't know what lawyer we have to hire or something but someone to get a reasonable fucking pay.
Digital, it's gonna get worse, and for the artist, it's gonna get worse because there's always the powers that be. The powers that be always take advantage of artists, and that's been going on since the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
Okay, Burton, when you wrote Expiration Date, what was your inspiration?
That's a tongue twister.
The Final Exit Network was
You may explain all that.
well, wait, that's two different songs. Final Exit.
Expiration Date, not Final Exit.
Oh, Expiration Date. What was the God, I have to read the lyrics again. I get poetic a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of the Fear Factory lyrics are poems that I transform and I make them work within Fear Factory songs. So Expiration Date was just within the story of Genexus, I think. It was I don't know, I can't remember.
Someone wants to know, was the name Ascension of the Watchers inspired by the Book of Enoch?
Yes, it was. The Watchers.
Damn.
The Watchers. So the Book of Enoch is from the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Okay.
Which were found in 1945. Some young goat herder, was looking for his goat, and found a cave in this area called Nag Hammadi. I guess it's in Israel, Palestinian area.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure where it is. That part of the world. Found a cave, went in, and there was all these clay jars that are sealed.
Yeah.
And he opened one of them that's full of manuscripts. And there are ancient manuscripts predating the Bible. And one of them, and after translation, they're called the Dead Sea Scrolls because that's the area they were found in. And one of the most famous one is the Book of Enoch. And Enoch was not really sure what he was, not a prophet, but he wrote this, had a story about the beginning of time and going and the end of the world kind of thing. But he told the story of the Watchers, and the Watchers were the angels, God's angels up in heaven, who fell in love with the children of God, which were the humans that God had created, right? And the Watchers had fallen in love with the women, right? So they abandoned heaven, went to earth. Part of the story, is they brought the fire to the humanity, or the knowledge of the stars.
Yeah.
Kind of like Prometheus did with man, bringing the fire to man. So they fell in love with the women, started procreating with them. Their children were called, their offspring was this gigantic race called the Nephilim, which pretty much laid waste and bloodshed to the entire world at that time.
Okay.
And God became so angry that he wiped everyone out with the big flood.
All right.
And
the coronavirus.
It might have been the coronavirus in the form of a flood.
It's all fucking real.
It was a corona wave.
Yeah.
The wiped out all of humanity and banished all the Watchers to the cracks in the barren wasteland of the earth for all of eternity. So I had titled it it was the Watchers for a while.
Yeah.
And then some fucking band from Chicago wrote me. It's like, cease and desist. You can't use this name
fuck
anymore.
off.
I know. They've never done anything.
You're like, I'm Burton C. Bell, bitch.
Apparently it did not work.
Damn it. But you tried it. That's all
I
that
did
matters.
try. And so, instead of fighting, I'll just, add Ascension to it. And
Yeah.
They couldn't say anything.
That's so funny.
All right, last question. Someone wants to know if you have any plans to write more graphic novels in the future.
For the new Watchers album, I'm writing, like I did in the Obsolete. There was a story through Obsolete.
Yeah.
I'm doing the same thing for the Watchers album.
Sick. What's the story?
So there's going to be two different versions. but the story inside of it's going to be called the Apocrypha of Stormcrow.
Did you just make that word up, or is that a word?
No, Apocrypha is like I did not make it up. I'm not that.
Oh, right, yeah. I use big words like wheelbarrow and marmalade. That's about
wheelbarrow and marmalade.
They're fucking big words. I'm just saying. Spell them. I don't give a fuck. Apocrypha what?
I wouldn't want to try. Apocrypha. And it's secret text, secret writings.
It sounds made up. I'm just saying.
And so in the form of the Book of Enoch, I'm writing a story in that vein, where it's like it reads like a manuscript, like the Book of Enoch.
Jesus.
So
okay.
and
so if you guys want to hear
and
more about all this.
and there will be, and
Sherry's arm is falling off.
I've been working on the second Industrialist. I've been working on the second Industrialist release, which is I did the Industrialist, which was the first graphic novel I did, and I did that independently.
I think that's what people were asking.
Only did 500 copies. They were only available through my website. Sold out. No more left.
Sick.
So
got that graphic novel.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again. Writing the story. I have like notes and notes and notes written down. I have them all on my desk. I'm like, okay.
Do you actually have a physical copy of the graphic novel?
Oh. She does. I don't.
Was it published by someone? Or?
No. Published by me.
You did it by yourself.
Did it by myself.
Fuck. Wow.
Not even through Patreon or anything like that. I just pre-ordered through my website.
Yeah.
And everyone who did it, everyone got a copy.
Gee, did you do the illustrations?
No, I'm
okay.
I'm
that's
not that
some
good.
fucking talent.
I am no artist like that.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
I could never draw like that. I'd love to, but my friend Noel Gard did the art for the Industrialist. Did a fantastic job.
Shit.
And I would love for him to do it again. But we'll see. But I got to finish the story.
Yeah.
And I've got it, but the best part about this is because the Industrialist is based upon the story, the Industrialist, Fear Factory album, The Industrialist. Yeah. So the Industrialist is that story from that album, which came out in 2012. But the next one is going to be Genexus and the next album that hasn't been released yet. So it's going to be 2 stories.
Did you hear that? Was a total sneak peek. Did everyone hear that? Oh my god!
So and you can find out more on his private Patreon. We're going to start after this. We have to pay $200. No, I'm kidding.
And you can, and if you get my Patreon, I'll send you pictures of me in a thong.
Yeah, hey, sign me up. Sold.
There just went my viewing.
Yeah. It was like beep, 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 beep.
No one wants to see my hairy ass.
Everyone's asking for refunds.
Hey, cats have hairy asses, but they're cute.
Yeah, but he's cute though. Check him out. Like so, that's hilarious.
He knows we're talking about him too.
Yeah.
Fucking bastard.
Is there more from the Burton C. Bell Instagram page?
No, he has amazing fans, and they're all very supportive and saying thank you, and that
I have amazing fans.
God.
My fans are better than your fans.
I don't have fans.
And someone once says that you need to make action figures.
Jimmy Trigger action figures.
You. I think they're talking about you. Funko Pop. That's what I'm talking about.
Funko Pop. My kids have a lot of Funko Pop.
Dude, Batman. That's all I want. So you can send your Batman Funko Pops to me.
Someone's calling me out for my camera skills, but I am working 2 phones, people. Everyone loves Kevin. Everyone's been requesting some shots of Kevin.
Every podcast I do,
get close up.
Every podcast, there's a fucking goddamn cameo from the goddamn cats.
Everyone says how great it is to meet you. Everyone says that you're amazing when they meet you. It's just all.
You're just a lovely bloke, Jimmy.
They're talking about you. That's
no.
your. That's
your.
They're
fucking... talking about me.
Yeah. It's just.
There's Steve coming out from the break.
He's like, what about
behind
me,
the
bro?
So I apologize on my camera skills. JXBird79.
My camera skills suck.
I know. My boyfriend.
Her Valley Girl accent's coming out.
My boyfriend. He does it.
People want Kevin action figures.
Oh Jesus! Get the fuck out of here. Whatever.
Steve, he's amazing as well.
Yet again, the fucking goddamn cats are getting more action than
me.
I want to check my.
And people have said that. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher this name. Kaios Riley said, "You truly have helped me through some tough times."
Well, that's good to know. Music is therapy, and my music is my therapy. I get through it. A lot of my songs, a lot of Fear Factory songs and Watchers songs. When I'm singing them live, I still get emotional.
Yeah, it's weird. Me too, and it freaks me out. And I'm again like, if you're like this big, I'm putting my hand up real high for people that are listening. I'm like this big, and I'm not. I've no like I don't have the reach you have. But when people tell me shit like that, it makes me. Don't get me wrong. It's very flattering and nice, but it's super weird.
It's odd to ingest, and it's because you don't really expect it when you're going through your own catharsis, your own therapy, trying to figure out what you're doing. For me, this is how. This scream therapy I've been doing for years is why I feel like I'm so relaxed.
Well, that's what it is. Well, the one that freaked me out, the first one that freaked me out years ago. You met him, Bunny, that was here from Ireland. Remember, he came over one night, my friend.
Right. Real lively guy.
Very lively guy. Big cunt. Hi, Bunny. He always watches. 1 sec. Goodbye.
So listen, we've got a minute on the Instagram stuff, and then it's counting me down. So.
Oh, just because it's been an hour. That's all.
Okay,
you can start it again.
Well, we'll just end it.
Oh, you
so
can end yours.
Instagram Live is about to go down.
Yes.
So.
Any more questions? Assistant producer fail.
Has he written any screenplays? Oh.
I've written a couple, but nothing I've done seriously.
Yeah. That's it. Well, I'm in the right time, I guess.
There's.
Someone requested Catbutt.
I wrote Obsolete as a screenplay.
You can probably still sell it though today, is the thing.
I don't. Maybe.
No better time than fucking shit going south in the world. So just.
And it involves Netflix. But anyway,
Hey,
okay, I'm out of here. So
don't trip over the wire.
Say goodbye to everyone on Instagram.
Emergency bells.
Is mine turning off to you?
I'm sure it is. Yes.
You can leave yours there, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, turn it off.
All right.
Yeah, it's all good.
Bye.
Bye, everybody on the emergency bell.
You paused due to poor connection.
It's fine. And it'll give you a thing to share it, and you can share it as well, so people can watch it later.
Okay, I don't know.
You're
just
fine.
effed it up. Okay, bye.
Hand me
You did
mine.
good. You did good. Not yours. Yours stopped as well. It's been an hour.
The story? I don't.
Huh.
I think people can
Live
just go to
video.
the podcast.
Share story? Yes.
Do
Should
it.
I share it?
Do it.
You can share it on yours. I'm not
Yeah,
sharing
do it on
on
one. Yeah.
Share it on the Watchers.
I did.
Okay, I'm not sharing it on. That was a lot of work.
We're not even done yet.
Oh my God.
You're done.
I'm out of here.
You're fired.
I'm like hot. I'm
We have to let
sweaty.
you go due to coronavirus. I'm sorry. So
People saying you guys aren't 6 feet apart.
we're not 6 feet apart, but we like live. We're in hibernation right now in our building that no one else is allowed to come into. But what I was saying about Bunny, years and years ago, this kid contacted me and he goes, dude, it fucking freaked me out, but it's happened many times since then. He goes, hey, I found your fucking song online. I just listened to it. Thanks. I was going to kill myself tonight. And I was like,
What?
and it was like 4 a.m, and I was sitting there with my laptop in my lap, and I was like, and I burst out crying. And I was like, going, I don't know what to do with this information. And I contacted Bunny, who was sitting out there, big cunt Bunny, and he messaged back to me as he would. He goes, "It's your fault." And he goes, "What the fuck are you talking about? It's my fault." He goes, "You put this shit out in the world, bro. Now you have to deal with the fucking repercussions of it. Like, so you're the one saying you want to fucking save everybody and all this shit." I'm like going, "What the fuck?"
My goal is to write the song that makes the whole world sing. That's my goal.
Dude, what was that one in the chart? Go for it. There she is. She's fired due to coronavirus.
Fired.
I'm sorry. Get out of here. Play with the cat or something.
Taking your cat.
Yeah, I don't care.
Come on,
Take him.
Steve.
What was it? We Are the World. That's the song.
We are the
It's a
world.
beautiful song.
We are the children.
Every Christmas, it gets me every time. Like, so
God, that song still goes.
I know but there's like some classics, man. Fucking just the '80s had it right. I'm just saying.
What about Do They Know
Yeah.
It's Christmas after all?
fucking love Christmas. I love Christmas.
What's not to love about Christmas?
I fucking love Christmas. Everyone's like, "Oh, Halloween." Ooh. I'm sorry.
It's like from Halloween on, it's just nothing but one long holiday.
Yeah. Well, every day's a holiday, bro. It's all according to how you look at it. No, it's not. It's a lie.
Holiday this.
Yeah. Just drinking beers at 4 on a Tuesday afternoon or something. It's a holiday. Shut the fuck up. It's like, no, quarantine. That's the other thing. Everyone's getting wasted all day, every day. It's fucked up.
Me. I've been smoking weed a lot, but
Yeah, just
I haven't been drinking.
yeah, there
I
you
haven't
go.
been drinking.
I'm not like a.
Hardly drinking at all, actually.
I have a weed pen, but and I use it every now and again, and I don't have anything negative to say about weed. And I've never done drugs in my life, so I'm like, I don't know. Oh, actually, one of my friends wants to sit here with another guy. I'm like, hey, we have mushrooms. We're going to bring them over. We're going to take. Oh, you want to be in on this? Because I've never done it.
I love mushrooms.
I've never done it. And he said,
God.
we're going to sit down. We're going to record it as a podcast. We'll do mushrooms and we'll just see what happens. I'm like, I've never done drugs. Well, see, there's another thing. Are mushrooms like drugs or?
Well, technically a drug is something that's synthetic.
Yeah, that's natural. So.
Mushrooms, weed are natural. I don't call them drugs.
Even if it's in a hash pen or a weed pen or whatever.
That's still, I don't know.
It's just synthesized.
It's synthesized, but
natural
mushrooms are not a drug. It's a hallucinogen, and it's the best thing for you.
I've never.
Oh, dude. Well, I mean, you seem pretty put together, but
I don't know about that.
Talk about it, like really. Every time I do mushrooms, I feel so amazing afterwards.
Okay, as long as because the reason it's I appreciate the compliment, but like the reason I said I can't do anything that would put me in the deep depths of my mind. It's not a pretty place. I don't want to go there. I've struggled very hard to get the fuck out of it, so I don't want to go back there.
That's the thing. It doesn't go into your mind.
Okay.
It's not. Acid is different. LSD gets you into your mind really deep, but what mushrooms do, it takes you into different dimensions of your mind.
Okay.
It doesn't take you inside of it.
I have no idea what you just said, but it sounds awesome.
So I've laughed my ass off on mushrooms because the colors and the sounds just like, it's insane.
Do you see things?
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
I'm sorry.
I have watched aliens materialize from walls.
So if we were,
I have traveled through dimensions.
You're sitting on your couch.
Literally sitting on my couch.
Do you get up and freak out or run around or anything? Or
not run around. I get up and move and try to. It's like you just because it comes in waves, like the world.
Yeah.
Everything's a vibration. Everything's in waves.
Yeah.
So it comes in waves. It's like, and you feel like, here it comes again. Here it comes again.
Dude, you're freaking me out already.
But it's a great feeling. It's total euphoria.
I've because I listen to podcasts and like different people doing them, and you hear like your best friend Joe Rogan talking about it a lot, and all the
My best friend.
He'll still fight you. I'm just saying, whatever. But
and he'll win.
But just get one punch in. That's all. But like I hear like those kind of guys. Yeah, that's all you need. Like doing fucking, and they're talking about like interdimensional colors and shapes, and I'm like going, that all sounds wonderful, but
it's not.
What if you go to that place? Because, like, dude, I'm fucking telling you, like, I've worked really hard to get the fuck out of that place in my head, like, in everyday life.
Interesting.
So that's what terrifies me. Like, it's like, because you know the way alcohol is like a natural depressant as well. You can get
it is.
You can get really sad on fucking drinking and
Absolutely.
boozing, and you can also have a really good time.
Yeah, a lot of good times.
Me too.
A lot of writers are alcoholics.
Oh yeah, what was it? The
Bukowski for
dude,
one.
He took the words out of my mouth. He's the best. I fucking
Oscar Wilde.
Yeah, they're all geniuses because they went to like that place, but I've been there and I don't like it, so I wouldn't even vacation there. So it's not.
The cool thing about mushrooms is that no matter what amount, so if you take just a tiny little bit, you're just gonna trip a little bit.
That's what I was told.
It won't be a trip. It'll just feel great.
Okay.
I've microdosed before where I took I had like a half pound of, not half pound, but like an 8-ball of mushrooms, 8 ounces.
Yeah.
So I ground them up in my coffee grinder, so it was like totally powdery, and all day long I just like dip. I just feel great all day long.
Yeah, one of my friends said I should try that.
But I've taken like a full eighth before, and you just trip balls. You're like,
you leave the planet, like so.
Yeah, you just
because I told
the more you do, the more you do, the more you see.
Yeah, I don't care. Like I tell people on this all the time and everything. Hello, Stephen. Like I take like meds for like depression and anxiety and stuff.
Yeah.
I was talking to my friends, like it's strong as well. Okay, well I know it works because I feel good. So I was telling my friend, and he's like, dude, you should try mushrooms. Like microdose it. And he takes out like a mushroom cap or a stem and a thingy, a fucking mushroom, and he's like, all you do is nibble on it like every other day or every day and try it, and like you'll feel better. And I'm like going, look, I'll try anything.
Well, when I get them, I'll share a little bit with you. Just take a little bit, and you won't even trip. You'll just feel great. You'll notice
I'll be
difference.
knocking on your door. I'll be like, dude, they're with me. They're out here. Like, so, he's like, they're your cats.
You try to put lipstick on.
That's just a normal dial. I don't care.
No,
More guy
mushrooms
liner.
are great. I've been rather creative on acid before. I actually wrote Zero Signal, the lyrics of Zero Signal coming down from acid.
Gee, yes, it's so weird. I think I was raised in like my biological father, as I was told to say, was an alcoholic. So I was just like kind of like around like fucking domestic alcoholism and abuse and all that. So it's like drugs always freaked me out, and like fucking alcohol. I was really nervous.
See, alcohol is a drug.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Just like you said last time, coffee is fuck you. But yeah, whatever it is, like
hey, it's
delicious and wonderful.
It's socially acceptable.
Yeah,
just like alcohol.
It stops me killing people, so it's awesome.
Hey,
like,
well, that's good. Thank goodness for that.
Yeah. But it's just.
Have you seen the arms on this man?
No. Well, I've been doing home workouts. It's the coronavirus reps. So, but it's just.
I've seen him out there with a shillelagh in the middle of the street.
Just fucking on mushrooms, hammering demons. Like, they're on me!
Be gone!
I like that fucking. Did you ever see Darby O'Gill and the Little People? Oh my god! I'll give you a fact. It's Sean Connery's very first movie.
Bullshit.
Yeah, dude, he looks so. It's on Disney Plus. It's so good. It was the first movie I watched.
I never realized that.
It's the day Disney Plus came on, the first movie I put on my list was Darby O'Gill and Little People. It is so good. It's amazing, but it's Sean Connery's very first big movie role or first movie ever. Like so.
Okay, speaking of Irish films, what do you think of The Quiet Man with?
I didn't see it.
Oh, it's what's his name? Oh fuck, what's his name? John Wayne playing an Irishman.
No, I see.
Was he playing an Irishman, or is it Maureen O'Hara playing the Irish woman? Either way, he's got a horrible Irish accent.
Yeah, no, that's the worst. The best one I ever seen was Gangs in New York, where they did the cultural role reversals. Like Daniel Day-Lewis played the New Yorker.
The New Yorker.
And who played
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio played well, Daniel Day-Lewis is the greatest of all time. I don't give a fuck. Like so.
No, he wasn't. It's not acting anymore, but he was a fantastic actor.
Yeah, absurd. Like so, but that was like one of the movies I watched, and I was going, all right, this is pretty good.
The movie was okay. I know we talked about this last time, but I had an issue with that movie.
What?
Because it was horribly edited.
Oh, you didn't like it for real?
No,
that's one of my favorite movies to watch.
There's great scenes in it, but the editing is so bad.
That's weird. See, yeah, it's just.
I thought it was just so disjointed.
Yeah, I was thinking about this today. It's like that, like movies. We were talking about it last time. Movies or albums, and like I thought, I don't know why this fucking popped into my head today or yesterday. Like the second Korn album, Life Is Peachy. I can't listen to it for the same reason. The fucking sound of the drum or one of the it drives me crazy, but it puts me off so bad. Like it's just like, or certain movies, like you said. I'm a color guy, so when I watch a movie, I need the colors to I don't know, look a certain way or a certain shade, or anytime I ever read comic books, I could never read just black and white comic books ever.
That was a Ross Robinson. Wasn't that a Ross Robinson?
Yeah, well, the first one definitely was, wasn't it? Yeah, and I don't know if the second one was, but it was weird. It's kind of like, it sounded fucking weird. I didn't like it. It's just, and I love the songs.
Yeah, there were some good songs on there.
I love the fucking songs. It's just so weird. Like the was it the Metallic album Saint Anger with the fucking keg snare, dong, dong, dong. I was like,
the album that everyone wants to forget.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, dude. Was that the album they did some kind of monster before that?
That was the documentary.
The documentary for Saint Anger.
Was
that the documentary for Saint Anger?
I don't know. See, I'm afraid to say things because I don't know who knows who.
I can't believe they released that movie.
Okay, good. You said it. That's all. I'm like, this is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. It's like a car crash. I think I'll watch it again because I'm just like, did that fucking happen, dude?
It was brutal. It definitely took all the mystery away from that band.
Yeah. Oh, we're still there. I always joke. Like I say to anyone, you know, like if you're you have a wife, but like, does my ass look fat in this dress? Like sometimes your ass looks fat in the dress, but you're not allowed to say that. But my thing is like, they went home with that movie to show their like wives and friends and shit, and they all went, it's so good.
No. Lars's dad was the only one that spoke the truth.
Oh, you remember? Yeah, in the fucking
like,
movie.
What?
Yeah.
What? is this, you're going to really, no.
Yeah.
This is not good.
No, this is not. Jamie Jasta has a fucking a t-shirt with that, like Lars's dad or something. It's just his face, and he's like says no or something. Or this is not good. Or
No, not good.
no.
And you're like, yeah, they should have listened to your dad.
Hey Lars, listen to your dad next time. Like, so it's so weird. But I always joke about that. It's like my friends, like they're just brutally honest. Well, look, they have nothing to lose when they tell me, like, if I write songs or they come to a show or wherever, like, oh, it was good, or blah blah blah, or that. But like one or two of my friends are like brutal, but like, that song you played, he goes, yeah, fucking shit, never play that song ever again. I was like,
well, they won't say that when the song's about them.
I'm like, well, this one's about you. Fuck you, you cunt.
Best song you ever wrote.
Dude, that's sick, bro. That's funny. I don't know. It's just movies, fucking music. It's weird what puts you on and off. It's just, or like what was it when I first moved here? Everyone asked me, did I ever see Boondock Saints?
Good movie. It's good. Yeah, it's good for an American-made film.
Yeah, that's what it drove. The fucking, again, it's the accents. It drives me.
Well, wasn't
fucking crazy.
a guy. What's his name's in it from?
Norman Reedus.
Who's not Irish.
And he's the more convincing one, if you ask me. That's how bad that was. Because I rewatched it a couple of months ago. I watched it again, and the other kid, the not Norman Reedus guy, he was, if you remember, Young Indiana, the Indiana Jones TV series.
I remember, but I never watched it.
He's from Young Indiana, like, so, and it's just, I don't know, I have no comparison. It's like if I was doing an American accent, and it's...
Do an American accent.
I can't. Well, where? I'm good at accents. So
let's hear your American accent.
Where from? Like a fucking shit. I'm stuck.
Say, tell me how to give me directions to Malibu.
Dude, fucking find a 405. Just like drive north, bro, and then get off at Topanga Canyon, and then like, dude, you'll fucking hit the Santa Monica Mountains. Dude, you like surf? It's fucking sick, man. You know?
It's amazing.
So, I know, I'm brilliant, but I'm very talented. I've got nothing else in this world. I got nothing, but like even like driving around the country, it's. I think where I'm from in Ireland, the province is like, it's fairly flat. The accent, there's not really.
What part of the island
like,
is it?
Southeast. Like it's like Dublin, then go
so
south.
So east of Cork.
Oh yeah. Cork is like the southwest. It takes up most of the. Cork, Dublin, and Northern Ireland have the most fucked up accents in the entire. To just like.
I think Scotland has the most fucked up accent.
One of my friends is Scottish, and his mother's Turkish, and it's just a nightmare.
Whoa, that's brutal.
It's a car crash. It's just like.
I mean, past times I've been in Scotland, they're not even drunk. I don't even know what the fuck they're saying to me.
Yeah, you fucking.
What the fuck you saying to me? I know you're speaking the King's English, but
the fuck it is. It is definitely not. Like, so.
Slaughtering it, I should say. Four-quartering it.
Well, that was like, I told this story before. It was like the one time I played in Belfast. We drove up, and like living there, like you hear the horror.
You've only been to Belfast once?
I've only. Yeah, it's a different country. Like, you know, it's just fucking. Why would you go up there? And you hear horror stories all my life, so. But I walk up, or I drive up, we get to the venue.
Because that's what you do in Ireland.
You walk up.
Picking potatoes all the way.
God damn it. That's racist.
That was racist, I'm sorry.
I don't know, it might have been racist. I don't fucking care. I love potatoes. I cook potatoes today, I don't care. But we got up there, and like, when those guys, like, because you hear the stories, and like the bunch of like big hairy rocker metaler guys come walking out of the venue up to me, and I'm the one that decides to go over to the venue by myself to see, is it, like, are we, hey, it's like, yeah! Are you here for the fucking show? I was like going, oh, yeah. And then he's like the big brooding guys, turns around to all the other guys. Guys, everyone, let's give this guy a hand, shall we? I was like, fucking hell, man. Fucking like the most aggressive fucking accent ever. Like, it's so weird.
Yeah, Belfast, their attitude in like the north of Ireland is, their attitude is far more harsh. They're like Germans, they're like Germans, but more like forward.
Yeah. Like speaking English, actually, yeah, because German accent scares the shit out of me as well. Like, so,
and they're brutally honest.
Yeah. I saw a really bad meme today. I'm not going to talk about it. Okay, I'm going to talk about it. It's really. I'm so sorry, Ari.
It's just a meme.
It's just a meme. It's a coronavirus thing. We need to laugh in times like this, but it's like. Italy's having a hard time like cremating all the bodies, and because the coronavirus keeps catching up with us, so they're having a hard time disposing of the bodies, and more keep piling in.
No. Oh, no.
Germany says.
Hold my beer. It's fucked up.
It's so fucked up. But that's like, okay, so we can like end on something around that, like something funny. But out of all the things that are happening right now, like everything's really serious. Stay at home. Obviously, stay at home. Don't be fucking coughing on people.
Don't be coughing.
Don't be doing
Stay
all
away
that.
from people.
But the memes.
6 feet away. 6 feet away.
6 feet. That's not 6 feet. It's all good. I'm quarantining myself. That's the only reason I'm like. Even one of my friends asked, could he come over to do a podcast, and I was like, nah. Like, and then another one who works in a hotel and got laid off a day ago.
Oh man.
As everyone is. And I had some food belong to him, and he's like, hey, can I come by? And he goes, yeah, outside. I'll throw the food into the back of your car. You've been working in a hotel, dude. I'm like, I'm sorry. I just...
A lawyer friend of mine, she got laid off on Friday.
It's...
Because of the firm she worked for, the traffic is not coming in, so they had to lay off 10% of their work.
Well, okay, so it's somewhat smart, because I know a lot of the bar guys and all that, I know they're all getting laid off, but the reason, if they legitimately get laid off, they can apply for welfare. So, and when all this hopefully blows over sooner than later.
For workmen, yeah.
Yeah, so like if they're
unemployment.
Exactly, that's what it's called. Sorry, welfare where I'm from, like, but
the
dole, yeah, sure. Jesus, wasn't I on it for years?
God,
fuck that. Or was it? No, we call it government artists. We're drawing the dole. So, dad jokes.
That is a dad joke. That's horrible.
You can have that one, like so. But yeah, no, whatever. Stay at home. I don't know, fucking. But the best thing is like have fun, I guess. Like you can have fun at home. The memes I'm seeing are fucking hilarious. Like the
or just read a book.
Read a fucking book. Like so.
Watch some movies.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm watching movies. I'm reading books.
I moved in my
being
fucking
creative.
dirty dumbbells into my living room. And
saw that.
But it's something to do as well. It's just weird. Or like,
just start lifting your cats online.
Dude.
It's like, I'm lifting cats.
Did you not see my Instagram video today?
No. I haven't been on Instagram much today.
Check it out. There's some good ones. Like
lifting cats.
Well, no, I was trying to work out, and then Steve's one of my cats, and he goes through like I know when he wants to get picked up because he starts crawling up my leg or something. So I'm like, but bro, well, I can't not pick you up because I love you. Okay, so I had him over one shoulder, and I'm curling in the other arm.
Steve.
And I was like, this is too funny. So,
Steve.
Yeah, but no, there's tons of shit you can do. I don't suffer from boredom, so it's just like
and because even though everyone's locked down, you can still go outside, go for a walk.
Yeah.
Not many people are outside actually, so it's been really nice.
Yeah. What'd you say? You walk 2 miles every day?
Yeah. Well,
how many people you bump into?
There's like nobody on the road. I mean, you see a couple people here and there, but no one really walks in LA to begin with.
Yeah.
Especially down the street. But we just walk down a mile down the road to our favorite coffee place and support local businesses.
Yeah. Maybe I'll go tomorrow. I haven't left the house in like 4 days, so
it's easy walk.
Yeah, I don't mind that. It's just I'm trying to be like super diligent with and as well as that I like my house. It's like I don't mind you coming over, or like a friend that if I knew like the other neighbors I said over, like I know they're in their house all the time. It's just I'm trying to take this seriously somewhat as well. So, or you live with someone, so you're not going to be like 6 feet away, please. I'm like, no, you live together.
Her and I are okay.
Yeah.
We're quarantined together. Whatever. If we both have it. Look, we did right when this was like hitting big news in the United States was mid-January.
Yeah.
To start making news here, and the first week, January 31st, I went on a cruise. I did the ship ride.
Yeah.
And nothing was on lockdown, but one of the questions was, before we got on the cruise, have you been to China? Are you not feeling well? All this stuff. And everyone got off the cruise. And I was sick because I just fucking drank so much.
Yeah.
I've been detoxing since, but luckily I didn't get anything.
Yeah, I read
but I've just been staying in the whole time.
Yeah, there was a Mediterranean cruise something in February or start of March. I read it yesterday. It was like 1,200 people on the cruise.
Right.
731 people tested positive for coronavirus.
Brutal.
I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, just
brutal.
jump off, go home. Like, gee,
Exactly.
I don't get
All those dumbasses down in fucking Florida.
dude, fucking spring break. Yeah.
Hit the beach.
It's not even funny though. I'm looking
funny
I'm
at
looking
all.
at those memes or those funny videos of like I'm saying kids because they are fucking kids.
They are
They're
kids.
20 years old or whatever.
I'm 51 years old. I can say they're kids.
I'm saying it because I feel like I'm 82.
You're a
like,
kid to me, Jimmy.
Thank you. Jesus. My back says otherwise, but
My bag.
yeah. But it's just like I'm watching those, like I'm in between all the funny shit, and then you see the drunken teenagers going. I'm like, it's not actually funny. This is not funny at all. Actually, this makes me sad. Actually, what was it? Martial law. I'm not even against it. Bring it out. Let's go.
It's not martial law, but it's crazy. Unless people, they'll only do martial law if people start rioting, looting and rioting. That's the only reason they'll bring it in. But until then, if people get to be, logical and not stupid.
Yeah.
But I've seen things online where a bunch of people eating in fucking In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Really?
All crowded together and it's fucking.
You already see lines around the block.
Yeah.
Of cars trying to get into In-N-Out before the coronavirus.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, it's just stand in line. Plus, the burger's not that fucking good.
I do like In-N-Out, but whatever.
It's okay.
I'm not gonna fucking stand in line.
No, I'm not gonna stand in line for half an hour for it.
I have this weird thing. I don't do lines. And it's not because
I don't do lines either,
dude.
I will not stand. I will not stand in line to get into a club.
Nope.
Movie or
nothing.
anything. Fuck that.
And it's not that
important. It's not that important to me.
It's not that important. It's like I try to tell people it's not because I'm like a diva or anything. It's not that. It's just like I'm not doing it. It makes me feel stupid. I don't know what it is. I feel dumb standing there. I feel weird. I just like I don't want to say I'm not one of these people. I don't need to be there.
No,
I don't fucking need to be there. It's just so
I don't need to
crazy.
be there that badly to stand in line for.
I go to Six Flags is like the roller coaster place, and I don't care how fucking broke I am. I will always buy the little thing that lets me skip the queues. I don't give a fuck. It's $70 extra.
Oh, the fast pass.
It's the greatest thing ever invented. I can't wait to go back. Like
that's what
so much fun.
It is fun. I could see doing that, but that's what my fast pass for getting into the country. I got the fast pass for that.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck, I don't have to stand in that line anymore.
Yeah, that's the only one I don't have a choice in. What the hell is that called? Fuck. It's like a screen check or...
what is it called? Not screen check. It's called Global Access.
Yeah.
Mine's called Global Access.
I did it 2 times this year because one of my friends has it, and because we were boarding together, I got to do it as well.
Nice.
And it was like, just leave your shoes on your belt. I was like, what? Oh, this is amazing. It's just like I'm just strolling in, like man. That's when I actually did feel pretty posh, and I was like, I could live like this.
That's
worth
it.
Yeah, no, it is worth it.
It gets you through TSA quicker.
TSA clear or whatever the fuck it's called. Like so.
TSA pre-check. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it. There's something called clear. That's a new thing that you got to pay like $150, $200. And it's private. It's not like government funded or government run.
Yeah.
It's something outside of it. It's a private that goes through the government. So it's like you're paying a middleman to get it through.
This person is not a terrorist.
Yeah, but
checkbox.
The positive side about that is that hardly anybody uses it.
Yeah.
So you get in faster. But once everyone clues in on that one, then there'll be lines for that too.
Oh, I'm really trying to wrap it up. I'm sorry, but funny thing, I'm on like immigration papers and stuff because I had to go through all that process. There's like fucking 40 pages of a questionnaire you have to fill out.
Right.
But on one of the to this day, this is like nearly 10 years since I had to fill this thing out. One page in the middle of the page is a question: tick yes or no. Do you have any knowledge of chemical weapons or warfare? What are going?
That's just
no
out of nowhere.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, do you have any like? It starts off with like, do you have a doctorate in like chemistry, or are you a scientist, or are you a warrior? And
I've never seen those questions.
Well, it's for me because I moved to this country, and
because you're a rocket scientist.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, or fucking, I'm gonna build a nuclear bomb or some shit. Dude, the fucking like. Who ticks yes? I want to meet that guy. Like, so who the fuck ticks yes?
Apparently somebody does because the question's there.
They're like, this one time we let a guy in, he fucking built a bomb. It's unbelievable. Like, so it's just like,
where was he from? Germany.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it was post 1945.
It was Maria von Braun.
Dude, I love World War II shit. Like that's like.
That's a lot of history there.
Have you watched? Sorry, we're wrapping it up. I'm sorry. Have you watched Finding Hitler?
Not yet. Is that on the History Channel?
Yeah. Season 1. Season 1.
Finding Hitler, I would be interested in watching.
Dude, it's the shit. It kind of falls off in season 2, but if you just get true...
It's a documentary, or is it a...
It's
fomentary.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot of guesswork, but they basically like they have actually an ex-UFC fighter. I forgot Tim. I forgot. Tim Kennedy. He's amazing. He's awesome, but he's also like a green beret and like all this shit, like as they are, like
right.
And him and a bunch of scientists and like archaeologists and they travel like they try and find the did Hitler escape? That he didn't kill himself? And they find like they go through tunnels in Germany and they have maps of Berlin and they're comparing like street pictures to now and then, and like they're like, oh well, this couldn't have happened here because this building is there, and then they go back to the picture and that building wasn't there. Oh my god, this could have happened, and they trace it to Africa, and then it goes to like South America,
Brazil,
dude, Argentina, and they go into the jungles
down there.
Fucking tons, but they find like ruins of buildings and houses with like swastikas in the middle of the fucking jungle and shit, and like they find like bullet casings and stuff from German gun stuff. I'm not gun literate, but it's just like the first season gets you and you're like, oh shit, this might have actually happened, and then the second season just isn't as good. But watch it, it's so fucking good. I think it's called Finding Hitler, but it's so good.
I'll look it up.
Anyway, I'm sorry, this was a long one. Anything else? Look, the door's open. See you next week.
I'll see you later.
Just like, we're starting a new podcast. It's called the Jimmy and Burt Podcast.
Jimmy Burt.
Jimmy Burt. Hey Burt.
Hey Burt.
But
Ernie.
I'll put links to my shirt in the bio.
BurtonCBell.com.
There's links to all my stuff as usual, like all the at Jimmy Trigger, at the Triggerman Podcast, at a Trigger within the band, and I'll put all your links in as well.
Thanks,
again. Brother. And just buy stuff, especially in like the time we're in, because we can't do anything else, and
because artists and musicians we make our money by performing, go on the road, and we can't do that, can't perform, so it's hitting. I mean, this is hitting everybody hard. Yeah, it's everybody.
Yeah. I talked to a friend yesterday, and he's like, I gotta let go. I don't know how I'm gonna make rent. And my response was, you and everybody else in the world.
You and everybody else.
Yeah, it's like and my philosophy as I adopted a couple of months ago is like, if I'm complaining about it, but there's nothing I can do about it, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not gonna complain about this. It's pointless. It's not gonna look. We'll still be neighbors. We're just going to be poor for a few months or whatever, or a year or a decade or whatever the fuck. Like
this is gonna take some months.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna take some months. They're not gonna find a vaccine for another like 10 months probably.
Yeah, they said like
that's how long it usually takes.
Yeah, a year to 18 months. Like, so again, one of my friends, like I don't need to say names. Like, her dad is one of the advisors with the CDC or for the CDC or something like that, and anything she's telling me is legitimate because she's telling me 2 weeks in advance.
Wow.
And I'm like, crap. Like, we're in it. I hate to say it, but this is not like a 2-week quarantine or a 4-week quarantine. This is like,
we'll see what happens.
Months. We're talking months. So get a fucking hobby, people. Like, and
then I was talking to my dad a couple days ago, and
how old is he?
75.
Yeah. Okay.
But he lives in like bumfuck Texas. Okay. Like Lufkin. And they don't have any, Texas doesn't really have any infections now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, everything's so concentrated, like the northern East Coast, northern West Coast, Washington State, Vancouver area, L.A., and New York is just Philadelphia. That whole area's hit hard. And but that's all going to come in. It's going to spread in. But right now, they feel comfortable about it. They say, oh, we're going to be safe. No. It's gonna spread.
Yeah, you gotta just like, even like going in the supermarket, dude. I'm aware because like it even like medical experts even said like, you can wear a mask if it makes you feel better, but it doesn't actually stop you catching this. I'm going, and I still wore a mask the other day, and I wore rubber gloves to the store.
Rubber gloves I get. Masks, that's not gonna keep bacteria unless you have the NS95 one, whatever it is.
Did I say it to you? It's hilarious that we know the codes to these fucking things.
Now we do.
Yeah.
That one's good because it has 3 layers, so it'll work better than most, but still not 99. Still not 100% effective.
On my wish list on Amazon, it's literally like fucking oxygen filter masks. Like, it's so weird.
Before all this was happening, I was like, someone needs to design a designer mask.
Yeah.
Where it's like actually you can breathe through as a designer, has goggles, you can see, future right here. So you have the goggles, and everything you want to see online is right in front of your eyes. with your global.
That's the end of the Ascension of the Watchers. And going with your CD and vinyl, you actually get a mask now with 2 screens in it. There's like for a cool price on Burton C. Bell's Patreon for about 17 grand.
If you're not sick, wearing a mask is not gonna do anything. Yeah. If you're sick, wear one. If you're not sick,
don't fucking leave your house.
Yeah, don't even fucking leave your house if you're sick. If you don't even feel well, don't give a fuck. Don't fucking go.
I said that if you're hungover, stay inside. Who gives a shit?
Stay inside, exactly.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, we're fucking ranting.
All right, brother.
Maybe next week. I don't know. Whatever. The door's open. If you're healthy, stay healthy. If you're not, I'm sorry. What episode is this? 32.
Stay in. Yeah, definitely. Be smart. Be logical. Stay in. Stay away from people. Wash your fucking hands.
BurtonCBell.com.
Jimmy Trigger.
Oh my God, we didn't even plan that. That was beautiful. Okay, everybody, be cool, be happy, be safe, and all that stuff. This is the Trigger. Oh,
next week our special guest will be Joe Rogan.
To quote you, fuck that guy. This is the Triggerman Podcast. Peace. Kev, get up.